everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe. Octavia's behind the camera, so I just want to make sure she would not get over. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 7 books that I will never ever get rid of. These books are going to be on my bookshelf for the rest of my life. They are books that I have reread many times, and I just want to talk about them. I want to give them the love that they deserve. And you know what, this list could change, but you know what, this has been like my list of books for a few years now, and I just keep adding. You know, I'm very particular about the books that I have as my top favorites. Like, I have favorites, but these are like my ride or die. So, hi Octavia, she wants to see the books too. So the first book we're going to talk about is the most recent one, and it's Scarborough by Hernandez. If you didn't know, I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I am I was born and raised in Scarborough. And this book was recommended to me by so many people. And then finally, I don't know how I got my hands on it, but I did. And I am... Can you see that? I finally got my hands on it. I read it, and I cried. I bawled like a baby because the stories in here is a multi-perspective story. It's about different families, about the hardships that they go through. I'm going to read you the blurb because I'm not going to be able to describe it properly. After I read the blurb, I'm going to go and talk a little more about it. So it says, Scarborough is a low-income, culturally diverse neighborhood east of Toronto. Like many inner-city communities, it suffers under the weight of poverty, drugs, crime, and urban blight. Scarborough, the novel, employs a multitude of voices to tell the story of a tight-knit neighborhood under fire, offering raw yet empathetic glimpse into a troubled community that locates its dignity in unexpected places. A neighborhood that refuses to be undone. Definitely. So, when I was reading it, and there was a lot, like, so it talked a lot about like a certain neighborhood, and that's literally where I grew up. Morningside and Lawrence, Kingston and Lawrence, all that, Morningside Crossing, all that. I grew up there. I still go there. Not often, so you can't mind me, but you know, I still go there. And it truly does. I know people that have been in these situations, and I, you know, when I was growing up and now. And this book just hit me so hard because it's so true. And it shows that the government, how much the government will, how much hatred, how much, there's so much, like, discrimination, and there's so much, like I said, hatred, there's so much, just, there's no more kindness anymore. But then again, when you go in that neighborhood, when I go back to Scarborough, and I'm on the bus, and, you know, if I'm walking in the neighborhood, and it's, you know, there's so, like, even though there's so much hatred in the world, you can see the tight-knit community, you can see everybody's trying to help everybody. And it's such a powerful story. I watched the movie, I think of the movie or TV show. I'm going to try to see and link it down below if I can. But literally, it's one of my top, and I really recommend that. So, yeah, that's definitely one of my top favorites. The next one I have, and you're probably going to think it's weird, but it's more of a sentimental thing for me. So whenever I started doing like getting into like social media for like books and stuff like that, like doing like I started like Bookstagram. I was doing YouTube, and then I was trying to do Bookstagram and everything, and you know, NetGalley. Well, on NetGalley, I was able to get a arc of this, the pair of Seamstresss. I read it and I loved it, And then when I got the book, I read it again and I fell in love with it. And I will never get rid of this because this was my first ever arc that I got on that galley. And as soon as, like I said, it came out and I went and bought it, I was like, I read it again. And I've read it many times since, and I absolutely love it. So it says, 1940, as the pyramid advanced on Paris, young seamstress Estelle Basset is forced to flee everything she's ever known. She's bound for New York City with her signature gold dress, a few francs, and a dream to make her mark on the world of fashion. Present day, Fabienne Basset journeys to the Met's annual gala for an exhibit featuring the work of her Elie grandmother, a legend in women's fashion design. But as Fabienne begins to learn more about her beloved grandmother's past, she uncovers a story of tragedy, heartbreak, and family secrets that would dramatically change the course of her own life. I was hooked. This was so good. I haven't read it in a little while. I think maybe I should do a reread. Should I do a little reread of this? Because I haven't read it in a while, and this is like a comfort book to me. It was so good. And, a dual timeline. It goes, present day path, and, you see Fabian, I think I'm pronouncing her name wrong, but you see her, go, in the present day, seeing her mother, her grandmother's, fashion designs and everything like that, and then, you see how things are now, and then you go back to how things were then, and I don't know, it was so beautifully written, but it's been a while since I've read it, and I definitely need to, so maybe we'll do a reread of this, because I just need some comfort, so that's that one. Did I say that's by Natasha Lester, by the way? It's absolutely beautiful. I love this. Like, everything about it. The next book I have is Wuthering, and I know a lot of people love to hate this book, and then some people love it. I honestly, this is like one of, I read The Picture of Dorian Gray. I literally threw that book across the room. I despise, no, I still have it, I think. But every time I read it, I throw it across the room because he's such a dumbass. But this book, do not like the characters, do not like freaking Catherine, but this sucked me in, and like it felt like I was in there, like the atmosphere just being like, oh, it's just like so spooky and everything about it. I fell in love with the plot and everything, but Catherine, freaking, again, another one that I won't throw it across the room, but one that if I want to get pissed off with somebody, I can read this, but this definitely is a keeper, and I thought it was going to be more difficult for me to read, but it wasn't. Like, it was kind of like the language is kind of obviously different, but I really enjoyed it, and yeah, that's that one. So the last, technically the last 4, but I'm going to include, like I said, the last 3 as one. So the next one I have is The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. This should be on everybody's bookshelf because it's such an important read. This is the book that I first read her story in. I do want to get another copy because this one is literally falling apart. It's it's falling apart. So I want to get another one, but I will definitely be keeping this copy because it's obviously the first one that I read it from. I'm not even gonna really say anything because if you haven't read this book or heard about this book, you need to come out of that rock. This is kind of what's happening right now. And this is something we need to prevent. And this is something that everybody needs to read. Everybody. Every single person. You gotta read this. And I don't think I really have to explain myself. But I do want to get another edition. I don't know, do anybody know, like, where I can get, like, a beautiful, like, because this is, like, one of my all-time favorites. Like I said, I will keep this copy because it's where I read it from first, but I want to get, like, an issue one, so, got that. So then the last 3 books are by, Elie West. Well, I don't like saying his name because I always mispronounce it, and he shouldn't be. I don't think I have to say anything else about these ones. We have night. We have day. We have dawn. These must be on your read. Like, this has to be a series that you have to read. This is based on a true story. This is his story. And this is about him when him and his family were taken from their home in 1944 to the Auschwitz concentration camp and then to Buchenwald. Night is a terrifying record of his memories of the death of his family, the death of his own innocence, and the despair has a deeply observant to confronting the actual evil of man. What's happening now? What's going on in the world? This is the new translation by his wife. So that one is night. Day. It was previously titled The Accident, by the way. It's a powerful conclusion to his masterful night. This is the last one. Oh, so this one is the second one. I'm sorry. This one is about the haunting meditation on guilt, moral ambiguity, and the justification man makes to man for the act of murder. Elie, a young Jewish Holocaust survivor now living at the terrorist and British-controlled Palestine, awaits dawn when he has been ordered to kill a captive English officer, caught between the men full horrors of the past and the troubling moments of the present. Elisha wrestles the guilt, ghosts, and ultimately God as he awaits the appointed hour for his act of assassination. Have I read this one? I might have to do a reread. I think I'm going to do a reread. And then this one is Day, previously titled The Accident. This is the conclusion. Struck and gravely wounded by a cab in Times Square, the novel anonymous narrator, Holocaust survivor, begins a profound and painful journey through his past, facing again and again the question, is it ever possible for the Holocaust survivors to create new lives for themselves without remembering their old ones? A profound confrontation with the burdens of memory. Day explores the random catastrophe, the temptation of self-destruction, and their connection to the larger tragedy that befell an entire people. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read these, but these are ones that you guys need to have on your shelves. And apparently I have to reread the second two. I know I have read Night, and this one disturbed me. I'm pretty sure I've read these, but I read them a long time ago when I first got them. But those are the books that I think that hit me under my health, that are my top favorite, that are my ride or die. Like, whenever, if anything were to happen, I would grab a cat and I would grab those. Because those are books that are important to me. And I guess I have to change over time. But yeah, so let me know down below if you've read any of these books, what you thought of any of them. And let me know what your top all-time favorite, ride or die that you have. So I love that. Starting this video is all over the place. I don't know what happened. My mind's all over the place. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And please check out the description. I'm going to try to find, if I can find a link to the movie or let you guys know if it's a movie or TV show. I have to look that up. And then I'm going to find, see if I can get links for the books. If not, I can't get the links, but I will link, list the books down in the description for you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I love you guys so much. Thank you so much just for always supporting me, for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.